Yes lads, welcome back to the regular strength channel. We're here for our first squat day of the second wave of training. We finished our triples, didn't quite go to plan, we got the bench right, we didn't get the squat and deadlift right. Not a problem. Today we start our doubles. We're going to start with a 140 kilo for two on the squat today. We're going to add 10 kilo a week until we get up to 170 for two. We did 165 for two last time, we're trying to get another 5 kilo this time around. We're going to go 60, 90, 120 as our warm-ups. 140 for two, should be nice and steady. Nice, sensible place to start working for our next 4 weeks of building. So I was speaking to someone yesterday about training, and they're saying they've just come over to like a strength style training, powerlifting style, whatever, and they're feeling like sore, beat up, absolutely ruined all the time. They're not sure if they can do it, and they're like, "Oh, I only train to an RPE 9, so I'm leaving some in reserve." And I was like, "RPE 9 is very hard," and they had no idea. It's like, it's not like RPE 10 is hard and then anything less than that is not hard. So I said to him, like, I will train to an RPE 9, 10 once a month. And like, what? Do you mean once a week? Like, no, no. Once a month. Starting with today, the 140. I'm hoping this is an RPE 6-ish. It'll be hard, but it won't be anywhere near my limit. And from here, we'll add 5% or so of my 1 rep max until we get to 170. We're adding 10 kilo, so we're probably even starting a little bit light today. And that's the thing, a common thing. I had it, I think basically everyone has it, where you think like, oh, I'm training super hard or whatever, and that's the way to do it. And it's like, plan when you train hard. So like if you come in and do an RPE 9 today, then next week maybe you can add a little bit of weight and it's a 10, but then what? Like, people think sort of incredibly short term, and they're like, oh yeah, I can get this today, but then tomorrow you might not. So like today I definitely couldn't squat 170 for two, but in 4 weeks time I probably can, as long as we get the 140 this week, we get the 150 next week, we get the 160 the week after, and then we get the 170 on our peak week. And it's just a little bit of planning, a little bit of thinking. With the strength stuff, it takes a little bit more thinking. With bodybuilding, you can come in, you can load your bar on the squats, you can do 10 reps to failure and then put it back and go, and the weight's not really relevant. But if you're trying to increase the number on the bar and get it to go up, you need to plan for it, be sensible about it, have a realistic expectation, figure out how many weeks you can train for. So I found out 3 weeks is not really enough, 5 weeks bit too much, 4 is probably perfect. And in 4 weeks time, that's when I tend to be the strongest. So we're starting here, starting light, and we're going to add weight each week. We're going to add sets up until week 10, where are we? Week 7. Week 8 we drop all the sets, and that's when we do our hard one for each exercise. And yeah, as long as you're realistic and come up with a plan, it works okay. It's worked alright for me so far. Obviously, if I said in 4 weeks time I'm going to squat 200 kilos for 2 reps, it's probably not going to happen. But 170 is 5 kilo over what we did last time. It's a reasonable ask, really. Several weeks, probably a few months between then and now, so hopefully a little bit more training, we'll get it. We'll always looking to be a little bit better. Manageable jumps, properly planned out, and you'll do it. Don't need to go full guns blazing from week 1. Just moderate intensity, you know. RPE 6, which is what this will be, isn't easy, but it's not the hardest thing we could do right now. And just stacking on some effort week on week. That's how we get going, right? There we go. See? Quite hard, not too hard. And then we do a few back offs, more volume, because if we only did 2 reps, we won't get much out of it. So we drop the weight down. It's heavier than it has been. So we're going from 107.5 to 115, but we're dropping a rep, so we're doing 5s instead of 6s, which don't sound like a lot less, but it's quite a percentage, 20% less, something like that. It's quite nice, if you remember, to record your top sets. I forgot this time because I was talking just before it, but if you can look at it and look back, because at some point, like using RPE is great, but when you get up towards the top end of what you're capable of, it kind of all feels heavy. So that 140 for 2 felt heavy, but the second rep felt quite slow, but if I'd have watched the video back, I'm sure it was fine. I forgot to record it, so now I won't find out until I edit the video, which is either today or in 1 week's time. But it don't really matter, because like I say, we start fairly conservative. 150 next week, try and make sure you film it. If it looks good, then you go 160 the week after. If it looks bad, maybe you go 155. And if it looks really good, maybe you go a little bit higher. And the thing with RPE as well is, like, if you're having a bad day, you can pull the weight back. If you're having a good day, you can stick a little bit more weight on. There's no need, like, if you're feeling good, there's no sense like holding yourself back, because, you know, my jumps are 140, 150, 160, 170, completely arbitrary. If we've got like 140, next week we're feeling crap, we've got 140 again, but the week after we're feeling good, we could still go for the 160. And then when it comes around to the 170, if we're feeling really good, maybe we could get a 175. Feeling bad, we could get a 165 again, repeat of the same, what we got last time. And it's not an exact science, it's not percentages. I use a percentage for the back off that is usually pretty comfortable. Even if you're having a bad day, 115 for 5 when you can squat 165 for 2 should be pretty comfortable. And it's a good enough percentage that it should be getting you stronger as well. So yeah, really happy with how things are going. My back's feeling better, this knee's feeling a bit dodgy. I might add in some single leg extensions. I probably won't film them because they'll be boring. Maybe I'll do them on my rest days just to get a bit of something in it, because it's not feeling happy. But you know, this is the life we choose. I knackered it riding BMX for a lot of years, so I can just deal with small niggles now and then. I also find that scaling the amount of work that you do across the weeks helps. If you, like, more is better, but if you do more and you can't recover from it, then it's worse. So we start with, well, we did 2 sets last week on the deload, 3 this week, 4 next week, 5 the week after, and then 2 again. Back to the start. So increasing and then drop off. and it's working really well for me. I enjoy it. Third week of each wave is very hard, so the 7th week, the 10th week, whatever, 11th week, wherever it would be, quite hard, quite a lot of work, but you've built into it gradually, so you barely even notice. Like a frog in boiling water, or whatever the saying is. If you turn up the heat gradually, then you don't even notice that you're doing more, but you're getting stronger. And that's that for our first day of squats. First day of this wave of squats. Not bad at all. We've got the close grip bench now, dropping down from 8 reps to 6. Like I say, intensity up, reps down. So it's the first week. We were doing 80 kilo. The back end, so maybe we'll do 80 kilo now. 70, yeah, we'll do 80, see how it goes, and see if we can go 80, 85, 90, 95, something like that. Where would it be? No, 80, 85, 90, and then a deload. 90 for a few sets of 6 on the close grip would be pretty cool. With the close grip bench, because it's a disadvantaged lift anyway, it's not my usual sort of, I don't press really wide, but like wider than this. Because it's slightly more disadvantaged than that, I like to also keep my back flat. No arch, no like drive, no tightness or anything. Just purely using the chest to push. No like bench trickery techniques or anything. And because we have like this one promoting sort of muscle building sort of, and then the incline dumbbell is more of a muscle building one as well. Then we have the strength one tomorrow and the strength one on Friday as well. I think that's a pretty good mix of the lot of them. You get some muscle building, some technique practice. It's all going quite well really. But yeah, if it's disadvantaged, make it pretty disadvantaged. Might as well. So if you've been here a little while, you might remember my friend Dan being on the channel a few months ago. He's running the same plan. We're basically on exactly the same time. And our deadlift is the same, our squat's roughly the same. And the plan for us both was a 200 kilo for 3 this Friday just gone. And obviously I messed it up from the first week. So I was like, oh, Dan's carrying it now, Dan's carrying the plan, he has to prove that it works. And it was going good, he got 190 for 3 the week before, feeling good, feeling strong. They're like, yeah, definitely getting us 200. Went into the 200 session and last warm-up is like, that felt crap. And the 200 didn't go. I was like, oh, you might be coming down with something. And then today he woke up and texted me like, oh, how did you know? I'm really ill. And yeah, most of England is ill at the moment, I think, from what I've seen, like most of the UK. And everyone's feeling a bit sick, a bit run down. So it's a shame really, because I'd like for one of us to get 200 for 3. But we're going to have to go for 200 for 2 now. Our expectations are slowly dwindling. The plan was 200 for 3, maybe 210 for 2. And then 220 for 1, and I think that would have been pretty sensible. But I'm thinking maybe this time round the plan should be something like 200 for 2 and then 210 but nicer. So progress doesn't always have to be more weight, it can be the same weight but it's faster, easier, better. So maybe that's what it's going to be, clean up the 210 and then run the mini peak that I've designed and try and pick up the 220. That should still give us enough time to pick it up before the end of the year. Even if we don't, I'm still stoked with this year because, like I've said a few times, I spent the past 2 or 3 years just like only being able to do a 180 kilo deadlift. None of the plans that I followed helped. Start of this year, I run the TSA 9-week intermediate powerlifting plan. Got to a 190 deadlift and I was like, oh my God. And from that, did a lot of research, learning, and got myself from 190 to 210. And that's huge for me. 30 kilos in a year versus 0 kilo last year and 0 kilo the year before is, amazing, really. We haven't added out to the squat yet, though. We will do. We'll pick that up. Hopefully we get 4 plates before the end of the year. It might be a big ask. It ain't a big ask. We'll get it. But yeah, stoked. Right, if we can get 220 though, perfect. Adding 40 kilo to the deadlift in 1 year would be crazy. From, infinite percent increase based on doing 531 for a full year. How is that possible? Have I done 2? I don't know. I'll do another one. I think that's it. I think that's 3 sets. And then we're on to whatever we have next. I'll be right with you. Bent over rows is our next exercise, and our new rep range 6 to 10. So going a little bit heavier, 80 kilo, 10 reps. Feels good. It's one of them ones you want to load it, you want to try, pull it hard. I think there's obviously the debate between science-based and not science-based, and I think, as with everything, truth is somewhere in the middle, and the right thing isn't always linear. So with those, heavy, hard, maybe a little bit of body English to get it moving. If you're doing a cable row, something like that, a bit more strict, maybe better. But yeah, somewhere in the middle. Use case dependent, and these things feel good when they're pretty loaded and you're pulling it quite hard. Oh man, they're good then. really feel that in the back. Oh, lovely. It's hard to breathe when you're bent over down there. When you're holding it in your arms, it's quite weird. I normally breathe at the top, obviously. So I'm sort of holding my breath for 4 reps and feeling like I'm going to throw up. And then trying to breathe but maintain the brace at the same time. Oh, good fun though. Whew. Right, so we like them, they're cool. Obviously you're keeping your lower back in sort of an isometric hold as well. So that should build a little bit of strength in the bit where a lot of people have trouble, myself included. It tends to be the weak link in a lot of these big compound exercises. So if you can do stuff that strengthens it without necessarily directly training it, it's pretty good. That's why I like compounds over machine movements a lot of the time, because it does more than just the thing. If you were bodybuilding, pure bodybuilding, then, you know, chest supported machine, wide row would be better than this. But we just want to get strong and slinked in about, really, don't we? So I like this one. One of them is a seal row where you're on a bench and then you pull it straight up from the floor. They'd be cool as well. Just meathead ones. Try and get a big, massive, thick back. Should help with the deadlift. Right. We're going to do a shoulder press and then a tricep push down. Then I'm out of here. So we've slightly reduced our rep range here as well. We're doing 6 to 10 instead of 8 to 12. So we've added a little bit of weight on. We were doing 22.5 kilos. This is 25.5. So 15% increase. A little bit less reps theoretically. We'll do 10, 10. Oh, like if we get 10 again. So basically 2 reps in reserve for the first 2 sets. And then last set, as many as we can. And that'll tell us if we were actually trying on the first 2 or not. Felt like that one was probably a little bit more than 2 reps in reserve. A little bit harder than it should have been, but we'll find out on this next one. Maybe we'll get 20 reps and we were nowhere near what we needed to be. Oh, 11. So if we can get to a little bit more weight next week, then hopefully we get all of them in the 6 to 10 range. So it's good to know we're not far off. So I think if we get to, what are we at, 25.5, if we get to 27 or so, should be good. Yeah, the first week is a learning lesson, and then from then on we know what we're aiming for. But yeah, not far off. Thought that'd be good, and I'm happy with that. Right, we've just got the tricep push down now, and then we're out of here. Rep range hasn't changed on these. It's 10 to 15 because it's a real small exercise. I'm going to keep it around there. 15 there. Maybe we'll add a little bit of weight. That's 20 kilos. Maybe we can get a 22. 22 and a half. How's that sound? Oh. Not 15, so that's good. 13, that's within our rep range, but we're not maxing out. Means we might have the weight about right. We'll find out. Next one will go. Oh, proper fail. I felt like I had 1 or 2 reps left there. Okay, that's a good weight. Perfect. 12. Oh, man. Right, that was a good session. I enjoyed that. Perfect. I think we were a bit shorter than usual as well. Maybe, well, the deload weeks definitely help. Come back in, everything feels good. And I'm not spending ages resting in between sets. Just come in, get it done, get out. Just over an hour, I think. Maybe an hour and 20 minutes, something like that. Better than usual, 2 hours. Oh, right. Bench press tomorrow. What's the plan? Oh, 120 for 2. So we do 112. 112 for 2 tomorrow, and we'll add 2.5 kilo a week. See you there. Sounds like a plan.